and a shot. What's up, guys, and welcome once again to Kwapong Kreatives. My name is Benjamin. In today's video, I want to talk about how I was able to achieve this dramatic look using camera raw in Photoshop. Thanks, guys. So without wasting much, I'm going to go straight to the point, and I'm going to use this image for today's video. And I shot this image at an ISO of 200, shutter speed of 1000 per second, and then my aperture was at f1.8 using the Canon EF 85mm lens. Alright, so to begin with, I'm going to duplicate my background layer with Ctrl J and then head straight away to camera raw. So I'm going to go to filter and then select camera raw filter. So at this point, I can see that my image is really flat, and this is straight out of camera, no editing, nothing has been done to the image. So I'll try and get some details that is hidden in the image first, and the first thing I'm going to do is to add some contrast to the image. So I'm going to go to my contrast slider and then push a little to the right, maybe plus 18 is okay to start with. And for highlight, I'm going to reduce my highlight just to get some details in the image. So I'm going to push my slider to maybe 89, negative 89 is okay. For shadows, I'm going to leave it for now, although I can see some shadows over here, and I won't try to get some details over here for now. But I'm also going to skip my whites, my blacks, my texture, and head to clarity. So for clarity, I'm going to add clarity of about plus 13, and adding clarity is also going to add some contrast to the image. And I'm going to dehaze also as well, so I'm going to add plus 14 for dehaze. And then between vibrance and saturation, I normally use vibrance, and for this image too, I'm going to stick with vibrance. So I'm going to add vibrance of plus maybe plus 8. Okay, I think it's okay. Plus 8 is okay. So the next tab I'm going to go is my detail, and for the detail, I want to sharpen the image, but I would like to be specific about the part of the image that I want to sharpen, because I don't want the sharpening to happen across the image, but I want the sharpening to happen only on my model. So I'm going to add an amount of maybe 13, yes, and then hold on Alt and then push my masking. Okay, so at this moment I can see that the image has turned white, and what this means is that the sharpening is going to happen across the image. But what I want to do is I want to push my slider to the right to minimize the area that the sharpening is going to happen, and then stick to the model alone. Okay, so maybe 69 is okay. All right, so meaning that the part that was selected by me is the part that's going to be sharpened. Okay, so the next tab that I'm going to go is my hue, saturation, and then the luminance. And for this particular image, as usual, I normally like to kill greens in my image, and I think it's a personal preference. I don't really know why, but I don't like much of greens in my images. And for this video as well, I'm going to reduce the greens and then replace them with a green that has kind of yellow in it, and then also replace my yellows with orange. So I'm going to push my slider to the left also on the yellows. So that is minus 87 for yellows, and then minus 92 for the greens. For saturation, for luminance, I'm not going to work on that, and then for split toning as well, I'm not going to work on that. But I'm going to head straight away to my lens correction, and because I can see some chromatic aberration at this part of the model's hands. Okay, so let me zoom in. All right, so I can see some chromatic aberration at this part, and also at this part of the feet there's some chromatic aberration. So I'm going to work on this chromatic aberration by adding an amount of I think 4 is okay to kill the purple infringement in the images. Yeah, 4 is okay to kill them. For green, I'm not seeing green in it, so I'm not going to touch on my green slider. I'm going to leave it as it is, and then go now to my effect tab and then add a little post cropping vignette into the image. So I'm going to push my slider to the left and add maybe -31. Yeah, okay, so let me see. All right, so this is the raw file, and then this is what we have at the moment by just working in Camera Raw. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on OK, and let me see. Okay, so before and then after, before and then after. Okay, so in the final image, this is what the final image looks like. We have what looks like the sun at the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use two techniques to achieve that result. But for the time being, I think for the meantime, I think we've been able to achieve our results that is making our image look much dramatic as compared to the flat raw image. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer and then select my soft brush and then make sure that my color that I'm gonna use is deep orange. Yes, and then click on OK, and then I'm going to select the part that I want to place the sun, or what looks like the sun. So I'm going to just click in my image, and there is it. So I'm going to change my blend mode from normal to screen, and boom, I have what I'm looking for. So this is the first way. And then the second way is what actually I used in the image. So the first is to use the soft brush, and then the second is to actually use an image of the sun, and that is what I use in my image. So I went to the internet and then downloaded what looked like the sun to be used for my image. So I'm going to go back to my folder and then select that particular image. All right, so I think this size is fine for me. So I'm going to position it at this point and then click on OK. And then I'm going to change my blend mode from normal to screen again. Good. And this is what I have. But I'm going to bring it down a little. Maybe into the trees in the background. Yes. Yes. And then also I have one that looks like the lens flare. I'm going to add that one also. So the idea is to create something that looks like shooting against the sun, and because of the sun rays entering the lens, it's creating that flare in the image. So that is the whole idea over here. So I'm going to click on OK, and then change my blend mode again from normal to screen, and this is what I have. So this is the before, then this is the after, in just simple steps. So guys, this is what I have for you for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thanks for staying and thanks for watching. Kindly support the channel by subscribing, by liking the video, by sharing the video. Do everything on the video, guys. And see you in my next video, guys. Thanks. Bye.